Chapter 1, Don't Be a Case Study. On average, a company spends between 3 and 4% of annual revenue on a digital transformation project to optimize operations and automate processes. Nike's digital transformation in 2003 had the same intent and roughly the same budget. At the time, Nike was north of a $10 billion company, so spending $400 million on new software and everything that goes with it was fairly intuitive. What was not intuitive was their approach to implementation. If we were to ask Nike's leadership, this was nothing but a glitch in their system. It was simply something viewed as a speed bump in the grand scheme of their billion-dollar operations. The question here is, was it really a speed bump, or could it have been avoided in its entirety? The issues that Nike ran into were based on its inability to accurately forecast demand. They couldn't get the right product mix to their customers and were unable to fully grasp the demand to produce the right amount of product in each category. When they realized the fumble, long production lead times kept them from adjusting in time to mitigate the problem. Yes, it was the system that projected inaccurately. The system they implemented may have been too slow, maybe it didn't integrate well, or potentially it had some bugs that need to be worked through. However, at its core, there were 3 holes in Nike's approach during this digital transformation. 1. Nike's planners were inadequately trained on how to use the system before it went live. 2. Nike didn't have a process in place for someone to check and confirm demand projections before the factory began production. Number 3, Nike missed the target in their testing efforts. A bug of this size should have been caught during tests prior to going live. Although there were some issues with the system, pinpointing the root cause of an ERP failure is done by peeling back layers of the subject's digital strategy. The success or failure of a digital strategy can be rooted in 3 pillars of digital transformation: people, process, and technology. Nike made mistakes on one component within each one of these 3 pillars, and it was reflected in a $100 million loss. Opportunities were missed through lack of comprehensive training, people, failure to implement revised workflows for newly launched software to keep demand planning systems in check, process, and neglect to run comprehensive end-to-end testing to ensure glitches were caught and addressed before going live with new software, technology. 3 characteristics define failure when it comes to implementing enterprise software. 1, it costs more time or more money than originally expected. 2, it delivers considerably less business value than anticipated. 3, it sees operational or material disruption that affects your business. Any of these 3 factors can be chalked up as an implementation failure. Unfortunately, Nike fell prey to all 3, and they are still working to optimize their operations as a result. It's not just Nike. Believe it or not, over half of all organizations fail based on these standards. It's more common than one would think, and most of the time it's due to a subpar or complete lack of digital strategy to guide the transformation through common pitfalls every company faces when implementing enterprise software. If there is no digital strategy, there's no North Star. There are various common pitfalls that nearly all organizations run into through transformation projects. It's these pitfalls that can make or break a company's success. Of course, we have instances such as Nike's 2003 crash and burn, but other pitfalls dance their way into projects and leave project leaders scrambling to make up for lost time, lost capital, and operational disruptions. The most common culprit is lack of alignment across all executives in which direction the rocket is going. Oftentimes, this lack of alignment can be rooted in either miscommunication or, generically, an internal bias. For example, a company's objective may be to grow its bottom line. We can get to that result in a few different ways. If the CFO of an organization has their eye on cutting costs, while the COO has the intention of driving less revenue, there's a lack of alignment there. Yes, each of these strategies serves as a pathway to drive the bottom line, but they are all unique pathways nonetheless. The way we drive revenue within a company looks different than the way we cut costs. This misalignment in the how is the very thing that many companies face. So before implementing any changes, we must ensure our team is aligned and facing the North Star as one cohesive unit as we formulate our digital strategy. That way, when it comes time for transformation, our team can ensure all sails are set in the same direction. The lack of project governance is another huge pitfall that organizations run into. There are various complex and expensive decisions that one must make when considering enterprise technology. While we are in the thick of a transformation project, we need guardrails to guide the challenges along the way. Formulating a comprehensive digital strategy can act as just as that, the guardrails. When it comes time to determine which software to select or which modules we'll need to integrate, we can refer back to our digital strategy and recall what we initially set out to do. If it supports our digital strategy and inches the company closer to its overarching strategic objectives, then do it. If it doesn't, then don't. Without a digital strategy, we neither garner executive alignment or will have the means of governance. Without digital strategy, we will get to the other side of the project and realize we are no better off than we were before. Whether we're classified as a Fortune 500 entity or a small business, the level at which we are prepared to launch a digital transformation is the level at which we will succeed. More time should be spent in planning and strategizing our roadmap than anywhere else in a given implementation project. The lack of an all-encompassing digital strategy guiding a software implementation puts us at risk and may only drive a wider gap between where we are today and where we want to go. Each segment of this book will discuss various considerations that can be used to integrate our overarching corporate strategy into our digital strategy. That digital strategy will be our roadmap to the execution of our digital transformation. This will help drive the understanding of how we can optimize current operations utilizing modern technology. In today's digitized world, our corporate strategy and our digital strategy are nearly one and the same, and we cannot define one without the other. Without a synergistic vision and execution plan, it will be difficult to garner buy-in from our team, make sound business decisions, or stay relevant in an ever-changing digital world we live in today.